Okay, continue where we left off last time at the beginning of halachic Shabbos. So we're discussing, it's an interesting concepts over here. We learned that today really there's no halachos Shabbos b'Vaad Hesi. It's more what's called tinik shenishba. But there's another interesting discussion in halacha. Officially, halachos Shabbos means, b'Vaad Hesi means he does it in front of 10 people, he doesn't care, and so on and so forth. But many poskim write, and that's really the accepted halacha. What happens if a guy would be halachos Shabbos in front of 30, 50 people, but he wouldn't do it in front of his rabbi? He wouldn't, drive up to shul in front of his rabbi. So that's also not called halachos Shabbos b'Vaad Hesi, because he's still embarrassed from somebody or whatever it is. So that also wouldn't be considered the concept of halachos Shabbos b'Vaad Hesi. Okay. Now, the Navi, because of the greatness of Shabbos, the Navi expresses the greatness of Shabbos. It says in the Gemara learns out from the Psukim in Navi that whoever keeps Shabbos properly is forgiven for all their sins, and they get olam haba, and so on and so forth. Okay? Now, in Aseret Dibros it says, Zocher Yom Shabbos Sekatche. To remember the day of Shabbos to keep it holy. So the Gemara says there were two behaviors, one of Beis Shammai and one Beis Hillel. Not the Beis Shammai, Shammai and Hillel themselves. Shammai, whenever he found something, he put it away for Shabbos. Put it away for Shabbos. Something nice, food or whatever, he put it away for Shabbos. He found something later on in the week, something nicer. He ate up the first thing and saved the nicer. He lived with Shabbos the whole week, so to speak. But Hillel, the Gemara says, did something else. Hillel was a believer. He said, Baruch Hashem Yom Yom. Today he found something, he ate it today. For Shabbos, Hashem will already give me. But Hillel himself, the Gemara said that Shammai's way was better for the masses. Because then the whole week, you're actually living with the mitzvah of Shabbos. Because the Ramban says, on the Pasuk Zocher Yom Shabbos Sekatche, the Ramban says, simply it means, okay, the mitzvah is on Shabbos, to remember Shabbos. The Ramban says there's a mitzvah every day to remember Shabbos. Like he said, Hillel and Shammai, but then the Gemara says, it's an interesting thing. When we say the Yom every day, we say Yom Rishon b'Shabbos, Yom Sheni b'Shabbos. Now, a week is Shavua in Hebrew. We should say Yom Rishon b'Shavua, Yom Sheni b'Shavua, Yom Shlishi b'Shavua. Why do we say Yom Rishon b'Shabbos, Yom Sheni b'Shabbos? So the Ramban says, because by doing that, every day you get a mitzvah of honoring Shabbos. We're talking Yom Rishon of Shabbos, Yom Sheni of Shabbos. So according to the Ramban, it's interesting. That's why when davening, when we say the Yom, we don't say Yom Rishon b'Shavua, Yom Sheni b'Shavua. We actually say the word Shabbos to remember it every day. Now, a person, Erev Shabbos, you have to make sure. There's a Gemara, another seemingly strange Gemara. The Gemara says, Misha Torach B'Erev Shabbos, Yeichel b'Shabbos. Simply means if you make an effort before Shabbos, you'll have what to eat on Shabbos. So just learning the Gemara simply, it means if you cook on Friday, you'll have what to eat on Shabbos. If you don't cook on Friday, you're not going to have what to eat. But obviously, I don't need a Gemara just to tell me that if you don't cook, you're not going to have what to eat. So obviously, it means Misha Tarach B'Erev Shabbos Yechol b'Shabbos. The Gemara says it's in the more spiritual sense. The whole week is actually a preparation for Shabbos. So if you spiritually, we're talking, not only physically. Obviously, you have to go buy food and cook and everything. But a person spiritually during the week should prepare for Shabbos. Now it works like this. It says in Zohar that Shabbos elevates all the days of the previous week. And in Shabbos, the Zohar uses the expression, my name is Barchan Kol Hayomin. All the days of the week are blessed from Shabbos. So based on that, you have like Shabbos is the middle of the week. And Shabbos elevates the whole previous week from Sunday through Friday. And Shabbos blesses the whole week from Shabbos through Friday. I mean, that's the concept. But even halachically, there's two aspects of Shabbos. One is Shabbos is the last day of the week. That's the simple meaning. But halachically, Shabbos is in the middle of the week. What does that mean? Halachically, what happens if somebody did make Havdalah on Motzei Shabbos? So you can make Havdalah through Tuesday. Halachically, you can make Havdalah through Tuesday, up to Tuesday night. Tuesday night is ready. Wednesday you can't. You can make Havdalah Sunday if you didn't do it Shabbos. In fact, it happens when Tisha B'Av is Sunday, so we don't make Havdalah until Sunday night. Okay, because you can't make Saturday night, it's Tisha B'Av. So that's when you have a lechatchila, you have to make Havdalah not Saturday night. But halachically, you're allowed to make Havdalah through Tuesday night. No psamim and no candle. That's only Saturday night. Psamim and candle. But Havdalah, it's a separate issue. So Havdalah you can make through Tuesday. Wednesday, if you look in the Siddur, Hayom Yom Revi'i b'Shabbos. So we say, Kel Nekamas Hashem, Kel Nekamas Sefir from Tillim, chapter Tzadik Dalet. Now you say all the way until the end, and then you say the last three psukim of that Yom Revi'i is L'chun Uranu L'Hashem Nori Yotzei Yishenu. You say the first three psukim of L'chun Uranu, which are really not in that chapter of Tillim. It's the next chapter of Tillim. So it says in halacha, why do we say on Wednesday the abridged, it's called in Yiddish, the kleine L'chun Uranu. The abridged L'chun Uranu, we say three psukim of L'chun Uranu. So the answer is, halachically even, besides Kabbalistically, halachically because Wednesday already is the preparation for Shabbos. So according to that, Shabbos is smack in the middle of the week. As the middle of the week, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday are connected to the previous Shabbos. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are connected to the next Shabbos. But based on that, Shabbos is in the middle of the week. Besides the fact Shabbos elevates all the days of the week, before, and blesses all the days of Shabbos afterwards. So therefore, halachically like this, you have to make sure to buy food. It's so important to buy food for Shabbos that out of Shabbos, let's say, you won't be able to go later. Normally before you daven, you're not allowed to do anything. You're not allowed to go shopping before davening, you're not allowed to do anything. The first thing a Jew has to do in the morning is daven. Yet, it says in halacha, if let's say Friday morning you want to go shopping for Shabbos, you're allowed to go before davening, providing you won't miss the minyan. That's how important it is to buy for Shabbos. Obviously, if you can buy after davening, it's even better. So, and B'chlal, the Gemara says, you buy something, it's something nice, this is for Shabbos. Because then you're living actually with Shabbos the whole week. In fact, Ezra HaSefer, who built the second Beis HaMikdash, one of the main people in Anshe Knesset HaGedolah, he instituted that clothing should be washed on Thursday. You shouldn't do laundry on Friday. Doesn't apply today. But Ezra HaSefer instituted the women should do laundry on Thursday. Why? It's not like nowadays you dump it in the machine, press a button, and you go away. Years ago, they had to go to the river with the wash basin, the whole spiel, and clean laundry. It took a long time. So Ezra said, if women are going to be busy, or whoever's doing the laundry is going to do the laundry on Friday, you'll be so occupied with the laundry, you won't have time to prepare for Shabbos properly. So therefore, Ezra institute, again, poskim right, it doesn't apply today, because today you just dump it in a machine and press a button. But women should do laundry on Thursday, that people should have more time to be able to get ready for Shabbos. Don't forget, they didn't have bakeries, they didn't have takeouts, they didn't have ready-made food. Over there, you wanted to bake challah for Shabbos, you have to grind the wheat, and you have to, the whole works. What? I said if you could do it after davening is better, but if not, you could do it before davening, providing you won't miss it. Okay, another thing in halacha Shabbos, and there's an interesting halacha. Every Jew has an obligation to do something for Shabbos. It says even if you have a lot of maids and housekeepers and really you don't have to do anything, halachically, the Gemara says, and according to the Alter Rebbe, there's a whole kuntus about this, very interesting. The Alter Rebbe holds it's a mitzvah on the body of every single Jew to do something for Shabbos. It might even mean preparing the candles, preparing the candles in the candle. Or they quote from the Gemara, this rabbi would clean the floors, this one would clean the spider webs, this one would catch the fish, this one would cook the fish. Rabbis in the Gemara you're talking about. That they would, prepare, and there's a mitzvah actually on every person, even if you have a lot of maidservants. Like it says, Rav Yosef, the famous Rabban Rav Yosef of the Gemara would chop wood. Rav Zeh would make a fire. Rav Nachman would clean the house. And somebody shouldn't say it's below my dignity to do it because these great rabbis did it, and it's a mitzvah that they're obligated to do. Another thing is that it's a custom that you bake challah. Okay? Here's another, before we go, there's another interesting shaila over here in halacha. Somebody needs to have a bris on Shabbos. Okay, somebody had a baby on Shabbos, but they're not in the city. They're in a suburb somewhere. Is a moyel obligated to go, leave his family on for Shabbos to do a bris in another city or another country area? Does he have an obligation to leave his family? The question is even more so on Yom Tov. So it's really the same question, but some poskim differentiate between Shabbos and Yom Tov. Bottom line is, a male has a family, okay? It's a Shabbos, a bris. He has to go out with his no minion, let's say, no whatever. Is he obligated? Or he could say, listen, I don't want to do the bris, and they'll do the bris the next day. So there's an argument in halacha and poskim. Most poskim, and that's the bottom line, halacha, he's technically not obligated to leave the family. I'll tell you where you have this example, which is, it makes it more difficult. Somebody lives in who knows where, and they have a bris on Pesach. Okay, and it's not walking distance for the moil. So let's say the first day of Pesach or the second day of Pesach, they have a bris. Now, if the moil is going to go do the bris, it means he's not going to be with his family for the Seder. Okay? He's not going to be able to enjoy the Tainuk Yom Tov, which according to many opinions is biblical. Shabbos might be rabbinic. It's an argument. But, so the question is a moil obligated to leave his family to go do a bris? So there are poskim that hold you have to. But most poskim, that's the way most people poskim today. He doesn't have to go. If he wants to go, he could go. But he doesn't have to go to do a bris.
He doesn't have to become a moil either.
Huh?
He didn't have to become a moil either.
But he did.
He can't force someone to.
Does he have a moral obligation, or even a halachic obligation, to do a bris? The Bais Din holds Mechuyev Hamer Lazi Beis Mishpachtim Erev Yom Tov to go to a kvar to do a bris, even though he's going to be Einik Shabbos, he's going to lose Einik Shabbos and whatever.
If jumper cables in your car, you have a moral obligation to stop to help every person live with the battery?
It might be a halachic obligation.
Oh, really? Just because that's his profession, it shouldn't give him an obligation to do it.
That's doctors.
What?
Huh?
The doctor on Shabbat comes across somebody ill, he has to treat them.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to travel across the world to do a surgery or whatever.
So that's what I told you, the machlekes and poskim. The Chayodam, the Avnei Nezer, some people want to say there's a difference between Shabbos and Yom Tov, because Yom Tov is Menatera, enjoyment, Shabbos is Medrabanan. What?
So what's the family supposed to do to have a baby? Make the bris for the morning? Go somewhere as well?
Make the bris Sunday. In other words, maybe it's the obligation of the family to move to the city to do the bris. Okay? We mentioned when we were learning the din of bris milah, there's a big question today in halacha, in contemporary halacha. It's a big discussion amongst contemporary halacha. What happens if there's a bris on Shabbos of a non-religious family, and there's going to be a ton of the chilul Shabbos. Everybody's going to drive. They're going to be taking pictures. They're going to be doing who knows what on Shabbos. Is it better halachically to postpone the bris to Sunday? or to do the bris on Shabbos with all that chilul Shabbos. And there are many, many poskim, and more poskim like that, by the way, interestingly, that you should push off the bris to Sunday. Because pushing off a bris is only transgressing a positive mitzvah. So it's somebody that could do a bris and you push off a bris, every day you're transgressing a positive mitzvah in the Torah. Because the Torah says you have to do on the 8th, not on the 9th. But like this, you're saving a lot of desecration of Shabbos and all that. It's an interesting halachic discussion.